doing this afternoon? I'm doing as to be expected. I've been up and about and out. I was out of the house, y'all. Can you believe I went downtown? I actually rode my scooter downtown. What had happened was I had the application for the Lifeline for a long time, but they wanted me to have proof of who I was and my date of birth. Remember, I don't know if I told you or not, but I always had that problem with, with the date of birth, with the April the 3rd. Okay? My birth certificate said I'm April the 3rd, but my mother says, I know when you was born. She said I was born April the 2nd. But back in the day, down home, when I was down yonder in North Carolina, they did not. Now, this is 1946. The records were not kept like they are today. Like up to date or something like that. Sometimes a live birth didn't get reported, documented, should I say, at the Department of Vital Statistics for like even months. That I was told that sometimes they didn't report the births didn't get reported for a long time, and then back then they used to do census, CESUS, when people used to come by your house or they would send a paper out to your house and all this kind of stuff and want to know how many people living in there and all that kind of stuff. I guess in a way of speaking, they may still have census. I can't hardly say that word, because I got no teeth. Census. See? But anyway, it was a while. Well, it was only one day off, but that one day off from my birthday has caused me some issues. And so when I'm trying to get the life line for my phone and everything, because they jumped up on my bill, what had happened was my cable company Frontier, has merged with Verizon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but anyway, they they merged together, and my phone bill jumped up there, boy. I'm telling you, it jumped up for 20. I forgot what it was, 20 some dollars more than what it normally was. I said, uh-oh, it's time for me to try Lifeline again, because I used to have Lifeline. But the thing is, you have to renew it ever so often, and I had forgotten it, so I just didn't, have it for a few years. It's been maybe a couple of years or something like that. I just been going ahead and paying it. But I said, no, this is a bit much when they jump up like 20 some dollars, from month to month. And I was like, what? At that time, I didn't know they had made a merge, they had merged together. But anyway, so I had to get the necessary papers. They wanted the proof of my birth and the proof of where I lived and the proof of that I'm on Social Security, or something like that, just documentations and stuff. And so I had to go to get the copies made. And so I went to UPS, which is right down the street from me. I thought I was going to have a problem with snow being in that area right there, the crosswalk for the street. I thought I was going to be having a problem, but I guess the snow melted, and just maybe in one spot you have a little bit, but not enough to interfere with the old buzz around, you know what I mean? And so the ride was nice, the weather was nice. Right now, I think it's 40 degrees. Hello! And how you doing on this sunny afternoon? Don't get your hopes up too high though, y'all, because it ain't gonna last, okay? We got rain coming for the rest of the month. Not the rest of the month, oh my God. The rest of the week. I think it starts tomorrow. But anyway, so I had to get the documentations copied. You don't send the original, so you send them copies of what you have. And so I got my copies made. I even sent them my picture. I hope they're happy with that. I sent my state ID picture, I made a copy of it and everything. And birth certificate, I sent that. And what else did I send? Social Security. I think I sent my Social Security stuff, whatever. I hope that's enough for them. But anyway, I did that at UPS. And so I said, oh, since I'm out here, why don't I just ride downtown just for GP? Okay? And so I rode downtown for GP. Yeah, it was nice riding out downtown. I stopped at my bank and I just, was hanging out for a little while. And then I came on back home because my hands had started to get a little chilly, believe it or not, even though it's 40 degrees. It's always colder. So for some reason or another, it's always colder downtown than it is uptown. Okay? And so, but I enjoyed my little outing. I feel like I've been somewhere. I'm not trapped. I'm able to go. Yeah. And so tomorrow, it's a different story. I might go to Walmart if I can get me a ride. She said she's ready to spend some money now. she she wants to do some hands-on shopping, in the store shopping. I'm sick of shopping only at Amazon. I'm going to go to in the store, okay? I'm watching Judge Lynn. I know where the heck I had them big dogs in my house. I'm sorry. Hey, the dog, you had to go to the dog house. I'll feed you from afar because I'm scared of you, okay? Especially that big one. I forgot his name. I forgot her dog. Zora. No, that was a black one. The other one is bigger than the black one. And they like to kiss her and all this kind of... Please get away from me, dog. Slobbing and carrying on me. I'm just not that kind of person. Not a big dog person. Even though I had a nice sized dog. I was scared of all the dogs I had, though. The old boy, my ex-husband, he used to take care of the dog. They were my dogs. I think I went through that before. I picked them out. I loved them when they were puppies. But then as the bigger they got, the scarier I got. They looked terrifying to me, them teeth. I said, I wonder could I pull the dog's fangs out? If I could pull them fangs out, I'd be all right. But dogs are nice. I love dogs. I just wish I wasn't afraid of them. That's why I said because I had gotten bit by a dog when I was a child, very young child. So I've been sort of terrified of dogs all my life. And but I'm not scared of the little dogs. That's why I always say I want a Yorkie. But I know I'm not going to take him to the vet. I'm not going to want to walk him. I'm not going to want to do all that, clean up his little poo-poo. His little poo-poo probably ain't no bigger than that, but, still. I would have to have one that's trained to let me know, and then I ain't going to want to go outside. I weighed the situation because I see people out there walking their dogs. And one time, it was a couple of years ago, I think it was, this lady had well, I don't know if he wasn't a Yorkie though. This dog had some sort of big ass, buck-eyed dog, and I was scared of him too. I didn't want to, but he was old. And she lived down the road there, right down the street from me. And that dog came up there and pooped right on did his business right on my freaking patio, my back patio back there. I ain't seen nobody pick it up. It was just laying there. I said, how could you? How could you just walk your dog and the dog do that on somebody else's patio and you just leave it there? The nerve of some people. They don't need no pet. Yeah. But anyway, I keep thinking about the little Yorkie that I would love to have. 2 of them, but, them big jokers she got in her house, no. But they're well mannered though. They don't be barking. Sometimes they bark a little bit, but they'd be good for like guard dogs. As far as I'm concerned, I would feel protected. My son he's got a German Shepherd. I'm scared of his dog too. Her name's Bella. She's a girl, by the way. Let's let be known. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm having my afternoon coffee. And you know what? As I was thinking about it after the fact, I said I should have stopped. I did not stop at CVS today while I was downtown, because CVS is downtown. I should have stopped at CVS and got me some hot chocolate. Or I could have went to Family Dollar. They probably have hot chocolate. I know they definitely have coffee because I've gotten coffee from there. And they probably got hot chocolate too. But I didn't think of it while I was out. I'm thinking of it now that I'm actually drinking coffee. I feel like going back out. Just be out. But you know, there wasn't no kid. The park, after I passed the park down the street, the playground for the kids, there's nobody in the park, y'all. But I mean, the kids are in school. But the thing is, the park is still covered with snow. Yeah. And you know that this snow is lasting. It's lasting. It's still out here. But everything, walkways and stuff like that are, and it's slowly melting, very slowly melting. And then I think it's supposed to rain on it. If it rains on it tomorrow and the weather is nice, a lot of that snow is going to, melt. Oh my goodness. I still got my coffee out. I'm having chicken legs. I was supposed to cook these chicken legs yesterday, but I never did cook them. Look how little these chicken legs are. Look at that. I think there's 5 of them in there. Now, we'll cook them today, though. And I was watching this lady, and she was early in the morning. I'm in my bed, minding my B.I.B. business. I'm laying in the bed. I'm all snuggled down and hunkered down in the bed and everything. And this lady comes on. I think I wrote the recipe down, but you really don't need a recipe for it. I mean, I don't really need the paper because I got it up here. What in the world? Who the world? Critical. Wait a minute, y'all. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, they showing me when I came in. Now, that's a heck of a delay because I've been back home for a whole hour. Because I done had lunch and everything. Maybe more than half an hour. Been home for a while. But there's some more stuff up here too. I can check this after I get off the phone, y'all, because I ain't never get used to this little iPhone. I ain't never get used to none of this stuff. I'm still living in this, what do you call it, space age. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I hit it right, and today's the day that I hit that coffee just right. Yeah. And you know what I gotta do? Go over the floor, because sitting here, I can see, even though you may not be able to see it, and a person that comes to my house to visit me may not see what I see on these floors. You just walk in, the floor look nice. No, I live here, so I see it. And so I need my mop. Not so much as over here. Not so much as over here. And matter of fact, it's just right here. Right this way. Like going towards the little kitchen over there. I see some little... Matter of fact, I see a drop of coffee right there. Right? Let's see if you can see it. Right. You can't, you gotta look at this. I don't know if I got it right, but there's a certain way you gotta look at it, because if you actually look at it head on, you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see that. That's what I like about these floors. But being that I live here and it's my floor, I know that it's there. But you wouldn't notice it if you just came in here. You wouldn't even you notice that. No, you think, oh shoot, this floor is clean. Yeah, okay. Keep on thinking that. I appreciate you. You know what? I was riding downtown today. I met so many nice people. Walks are so kind of narrow. They want to let me go by, and I want to let them go by because I'm riding. They're walking, and they say, "Hi, hi." You know, I don't want people to feel that way. I really don't. You go ahead, you walk. I got, time. Probably some of them Yale students are walking and everything, and they very, very kind. Well, at least they're appearing to be kind to me. I think because they think that I'm handicapped. Like she's pitiful or something. I don't know. I get that a lot. You get that a lot when you're on a scooter. People give you, make way for you. Like, you go ahead. Have cars. Some people are not, now not everybody. Because some cars do not act like they want you out there, period. They want to zoom, they ready to go. So you got to look out, make sure, especially at the light, that turn on red thing, because they be turning on red when they're not supposed to. They break the law each and every day. And there's cameras right there at that light. Busy street. You have real busy street. Two busy streets. They still do it. They're not supposed to turn on red at all at those streets because it's so busy. So you got to look out for them guys when you're on a scooter. Anyway, you got to look out for them when you're walking too, as well. Because, like I said, everybody's in a hurry. But today, they smiled at me. One lady ran high at me. And one guy, I don't know what he was thinking. He sat at the light. I'm coming down the street. I'm not even at the cross the street thing yet. He acted like he was sitting there to see which way I was going. Just move on, Mr. Go. Go, please. But that's so, it just goes to show you there's still some, nice people in the world. And everybody ain't bad, y'all. Everybody ain't bad. Like they always say, there's some good in everyone. Everyone. There's some good in a murderer. Believe it or not. Yeah. Some people say, well, this person hasn't got no heart. You don't know what that person is thinking when they're alone. You don't know. But gotta fix that one day. I'm up here acting just like Judge Lynn. She doing this and I'm doing that. Lord have mercy. I think she's so cute though, Judge Lynn. And on that note, y'all, I'm going to get up here and mop that little bit of stuff up off the floor that I see down here. And on that note, I go with love. And I'll see you again soon. Real soon. Ooh.